How you doing, Patrick?
Okay, how you doing, David?
I'm fantastic. How can we be of service to you?
Oh, well, I'm buying a house through Townstone.
Oh, good.
It's been very easy. It's been a pleasure. But
who's working with you?
Lynn.
Lenny? Okay, good. Yeah, Lynn's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And, we're getting up to the point where the appraisal will have to be done.
Yeah.
So I'm worried. I keep reading in the papers, in the media, on the Internet that, well, the prices in this town are just going down so much.
Right.
And I negotiated a price that, I don't know, once they do the appraisal, how will I know the appraisal's honest?
Well, here, right now the appraisal, if it's an F8, well, here, right now, how do you know if the appraisal's honest? Because the appraiser is a state licensed appraiser that has to pass through a number of different ethical and different types of standards. I mean, you have to have a leap of faith here someplace, okay?
Okay. I just read about appraisals being cooked, during
appraisals being cooked and, mortgage fraud going on. That's so 2005, 2006, okay?
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you're still doing that, then with everything going on, you deserve to have a bullet put in the back of your head, okay? Okay, in all due respect. Because if you're still playing those stupidity games, thank you, Mr. Navy SEAL on the board, Mr. Kittle. It's just, I think all of that stuff it has pretty much been flushed out of the marketplace.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, an appraiser's going to go out. He's going to have the purchase contract. She's going to have the purchase contract, and they're going to determine what that property is worth based upon other comparable sales in the area. And if it comes in dead nuts on the money and the lender agrees to it, then you'll get your loan. If it comes in higher, then you win. If it comes in lower, then you're going to have to make a decision because the financing is based upon the purchase price or appraised value, whichever is less.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you buy it for $2, it comes in at $180.
Yeah.
Then the financing is based off of $180, and you're going to have to determine if you want to bring in another 20 G's to buy that home, go back to the seller, negotiate the price down $20,000, or go find another house. Brian, you want to add something?
If there's anything that's been good about what's happened in the market here is that
a colonic.
It's been good because it's been a cleansing of the industry of the bad actors. I mean, the guys that are left, and I've got to include Dave in it, but the guys that are left are the guys that are going to really give you the best information for you to make the transaction of your lifetime there.
Right. The scumbags are gone, Brian. I mean, Patrick. The scumbags are gone. I appreciate you coming to us. You're getting quality service from my partner, Lynn, and you're in great hands because I train Lynn, okay? And he knows that his life is at stake every day that he comes to the office because he screws it up. I'm going to beat his rear end. But, Lynn's a good guy. You're in great hands, and I wouldn't worry about it because there are enough safeguards in the marketplace right now to protect you. We got to add in a break. Rich, how are you, buddy? What's shaking, bud? Richard from Lombard. Credit score question. Hello? Richard, going once, going twice. Hey, Richard, how are you? Welcome to Live Radio there, Tom Korfman. How you doing, Richard? What's shaking with your credits question?
I'm doing great. I got a quick question. I don't know if I should be concerned. I've got an online banking site, WAMU, that I use, and they post a credit score right on my banking page.
Right.
And I went from 740 down to 598 this week.
Yeah, that's something to be concerned about, Richard.
And I called. I'm sorry, you said nothing to be concerned about?
No, that's something to be very concerned about.
Oh, I called the bank, and they said, we don't really have anything to do with it. It's just a link, and we don't know anything. And so then I called the credit companies, the TransUnion, and there's 3 of them. And I actually got to talk to this one person, and they said, well, that's not our score. Whatever, that 598 is not our score.
Okay.
So then
I'm going to make it real easy for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Write this number down, 630-624-9557. Any credit questions, go to Gary Novell. He's the only guy that knows what the hell he's talking about when it comes to credit in this area, okay?
624-5997?
630-624-9557.
9557.
Okay, bud?
Great.
All right,
Thank
man.
you.
Bruce, how are you, buddy?
Good job, Davey. Excellent. The way you said it's just right. I'm just buying a house for cash. Any problems I should look for at closing? It's my mom's house.
Well, yeah, you should make sure she clears the porn out. That's number one. Number two, you should get a home inspection, right? Because you don't want anything from you. You don't want to know what your mom's got there. Number one, you should get a home inspection. Make sure that your mother doesn't have anything wrong with the house that you're buying. Okay.
I think it's in pretty good shape.
Well, are you a home inspector?
No.
Okay, so spend $300 on a home inspector.
Okay.
Okay, Number two, well, Brian wants you to use a realtor, but it's mother to son. So, okay, so he's going to lose 6%. Okay, losing a realtor. Nice job. Okay. No, but here.
Is this the Mother's Day show?
Yeah, this is the Mother's Day show. But here, make sure you get an attorney to make sure that everything is handled above board and all the transfer taxes and the title gets transferred and everything is done there and everything gets transferred legally. All the PIN numbers get transferred because the last thing you want is something happening. And if you're buying it for cash, you shouldn't have any problem, Bruce.
Okay, Davey.
All right, bud?
Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling the show, my friend.
Yeah.
We got Bernard here from Winnetka wants to comment on the Hochberg Recovery Plan of 09. Bernard, how are you?
Good, very good. How are you, David?
Tremendous. How can I help you?
Hey, I was going to make maybe a suggestion as to a potential story for cranes. Maybe that would drum up some kind of interest.
Sure.
Maybe put a scenario where, for example, somebody who's needing to obtain a mortgage below $417,000, let's say, on one side, and somebody who's trying to obtain a mortgage above $417,000 on the other side for a single-family home, let's say.
Right.
And also, not just for the sake of purchasing, but also show an example of somebody who's trying to refinance and the troubles they're in. And not only that, maybe show, the modification options that are available, for the two buckets. Because if you're below 417, obviously, everything is completely wide open for you in terms of going through Fannie, going through Freddie, going through FHA, trying to qualify for the modification plan, trying to qualify for the new refinance plan. But there's just nothing for that tier 417 and above, and that happens to be, like you mentioned, the people who are making, good income, spending, adding to the economy, and they pay a high proportion of income taxes as is. So why not assist those at this time, at least temporarily?
What's the cheapest house in Winnetka, Bernard?
I'm sorry?
What's the cheapest house in Winnetka? It's got to be, are there any houses selling for less than 500 G's in Winnetka?
Not many. Your median price is about 1.1.
Okay, 1.1. You got to bring in 30% to get a loan today. What does that do for home prices in Winnetka?
Exactly. It completely destroys it, and that's going to hurt indirectly, not indirectly, directly. That's going to hurt the county tax base as well.
And all the businesses.
In default, I think if you show the damage that a higher price home does on a default level, then I think it'll put into perspective why the assistance needs to go to everybody.
Well, I'm glad Bernard brought up the whole impact, the whole impact about how it goes into the county, because still the transactional taxes are down everywhere, and that's a huge concern that ultimately is causing clearly Cook County, but moreover the city of Chicago, a lot of sleepless nights.
The average price in Winnetka is going to start with 7 digits. Okay, that's Winnetka. Okay, Wilmette. That's certain areas of Wilmette, east of Green Bay Road. It's going to be 7 digits. Okay, it's just the way it is. Tear downs are 7 digits. Okay, we need liquidity in the marketplace to highly qualified borrowers that can document their income, that can document their assets, that have got good credit and excellent purchasing power and excellent credit history. And, Bernard, you're with me on the David Hochberg Recovery Plan of 09, right?
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling, man.